One, welcome to this live stream. This is the first time on YouTube. I just had to fix some delays on my live stream itself. I'm not sure if it's fixed now. Let's see. Okay, I do think that there is a delay, but it doesn't really matter. Can you test out the chat, maybe? Let's see if the chat works, and then we can tackle the charts. We are with 15 people already. Okay, so currently I am in a short position for Bitcoin, but I'm just going to start from scratch here for the first time that I'm doing a live stream. Basically, I always look on a daily chart. That's what I do in the beginning of my day. And you just place your most important levels. We have our Monday low, Monday high. I have a daily over here, and we also have the value area high and the value area low from this range, which you can take with the fixed range volume profile. There we go. It's already a little different right now. Might be because I was on a daily chart. Let's see if I do it, if I redo it here. Yep, there we go. So we have a value area low in here, value area high, and currently we are rejecting that point of control. So we are basically, I was short here yesterday. I've re-entered my short today, which is already printing some money. So we have our volume profile. This is the range, point of control. I always have my templates over here. Point of control. That's it for the range. What do you want next is your daily open. So you place that one on the charts. That's my daily open. You might want to check for the weekly open as well. This will act as a support. So here we have our weekly open. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's a bit of delay, but that doesn't really matter. Okay, so back to the charts. We have our weekly open, we have our daily open, we have our point of control, or value areas. I need to redo this one because I have two value areas here. Not sure why this one is on my chart. Okay, so we are currently in this range with the Monday high, Monday low. We have the daily open, weekly open. And then I just like to zoom in. But first I want to display why I shorted. there was somewhat of a confluence level here. I'm currently on the USDT chart, but we had a daily level over here. So that's why we can see those wicks at that level. And then yesterday, it took this Monday high. And you can actually call this an SFP pattern. So an SFP is when price tries to go beyond previous high, but it doesn't work out. It instantly comes back into this range over here. That is called an SFP pattern. So then once I have all my levels, I would like to place the SFP on my chart. So the session volume profile to look for any naked point of controls. So this is the volume profile of each day. So here you can see how much volume that has been trading on a given day. So today, for example, we have our point of control over here. This was yesterday's point of control, and it was actually a naked point of control because we opened this day over here and we never came back into previous day point of control. So that is called a naked point of control. I am going to take some more profits over here. So I'm currently in a position and I've been taking some profits already. I'm out of half my position. I will explain the trade. So for everyone in Discord, I've been taking another 25% here at this price. There we go. So now, when I'm in a short, I would like to see where price could be traveling towards. And we can clearly see in here an untapped price region. So that is actually a level of consolidation. It breaks out, but it never comes back into this area. So this is gonna be a very important support level. Then we can use the FIBs. So this is the golden pocket, will act as support as well. So that's another target. And if you then go on a lower time frame, you can always have a local golden pocket region as well. So currently we are bouncing from an NPOC, so a naked point of control, a point of control from previous day that wasn't been tapped before, and golden pocket region. So that's why we are bouncing a little bit over here. What I would like for price to actually do, because I'm short, I've shorted this level over here yesterday, then no, it was this one, sorry. This one I've shorted all the way back towards that level. And then I tried to short over here, but I got stopped out and then I went too bad. And then today I entered a short over here. As it's rejecting that daily, been taking some profits over here. So that's why I am currently in this short position. We can see 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and then 5 waves into this region as well. So this might be a 5-wave structure back towards golden pocket. That would be like a very bullish outcome if we can bounce over here. We have an untapped price region over here, so I call this UTP levels. So it's basically consolidation. The price breaks out of consolidation but never came back into it, so it's untapped. Same thing over here. You can see this as order blocks as well. So now we have both the FIBs over here, and price is acting very, very bearish. I always use USDT dominance to look whether we should short or whether we should long. So as I said, I'm currently in a short position, and if this chart works out, then I'm targeting this region over here. And why this region? Because it's an untapped price region. It's an UTP level. We have consolidation, breaks down, but never came back into it. Then yesterday, I was already looking at a bounce for USDT here, this area, because we have an untapped price region over here. So price actually bounces from that level. So that was a that could be taken as a scalp position, which we actually did. And then it went a little bit lower towards the 0.786 fib, 0.786 fib, from this move to the upside. So that's where we are currently bouncing. So my target is still, I've shared this on Twitter as well, my target is still around this MUTP level, which means that Bitcoin could definitely fall even more. We have 5 waves in here as well. So this morning, I was also looking at USDT, and another reason why I entered this short position is because we have a local golden pocket from this move, and it's bouncing currently at that level. Another thing is we had an untapped price region over here. So we are actually bouncing from untapped price region and golden pocket region. So I'm definitely watching for Bitcoin to move even lower. We also have the VWAP, weekly VWAP at my target, at the weekly open. And we have our session VWAP acting as resistance. If we even zoom in, let me see, I have a short position with the group in Discord at 16,577. Yeah, something in here. That's my short from today. If you look at other charts, so this is the Bitcoin USDT perpetual contract. USDT is a bit different because this move didn't happen on the other charts. This was untapped all the way back down here. And that's the reason why we longed in Discord this whole move to the upside back towards untapped price region. Now we came at a daily and an untapped price region, so we look for shorts. And then on the USDT perpetual contract on Bybit, it actually made that SFP when I was sleeping. So that was another short entry if you would like. So basically, short entry this morning around 11. It was just hovering around, and it was hovering below daily open. So you would really want the daily open to act as a resistance for a broader short to the downside. What is our resistance to the upside? Basically this level. Why? Because it's an untapped price region. So this is going to be my UTP level on the upside. So what do I want to see from Bitcoin? My first support is over here. That's an untapped price region. So that is going to be my first target. I will take some more profits over there. And then some more profits at weekly open. And this is my main untapped price region. And we have another one over here with the golden pocket region. As a resistance, if price goes back on up, bouncing from this golden pocket region, I would really like it to hit this untapped price region, reject it, reject daily open again, and even move lower. We can see that the VWAP is currently around this untapped price region as well. That's basically where you would like to short or to add a short if you're already short to your position. You can also see a small untapped price region over here. So that's basically your last resistance. And we also have the fips from that move back on up. So this is the local golden pocket region. So quite some levels that you can see over here. I'm just going to clean it up a little just to make sure that I have the most important levels. We know that this is golden pocket, local golden pocket right now. I'm going to leave those as resistance. These levels, I will place an arrow because this is my first target. This is my next target, obviously with the weekly view app in here. Golden pocket is my third target. Then next we can also use the fixed range volume profile from this whole move and see where most volume has been traded. Here we have the value area high. This is the highest price in the value area. It's like a beautiful mountain that you see. This is the point of control, which we rejected. We rejected point of control and daily open, so another reason for that short. Then in here you have your value area low. You can see that TradingView gives you value area low in here, which collides with a broader value area low from a greater range, but you have to look at the mountains in here. So I would say this is like a little range volume profile, and this is also one. So you have like value area low around my first target, which is actually a bit higher than my value area high from this range, which is my second target. And then you have a point of control in here. So basically you could be looking for some longs in this level. Before I enter a trade, I always look at USDT dominance, and I will only enter a long position once we actually hit this major untapped price region again. We also can take our golden pocket region and 0.5 FIB 2. So basically this is a very important level which could reject FIBs and another untapped price region over here. All right, I'm just going to share this on Twitter again, because we need some more people in here. Let's see. And then I will start to look at other coins as well, and maybe some new trades that we can take. Sure to retweet what I posted so that we can move along. Could you tell me what is the sound okay, and is the video that you're seeing, is it okay? Is the quality fine? Because I had some trouble at first Alright, awesome. If you have any questions, you can always share these in the chat as well. And I would like to firstly look at the dollar. Which is also a very important chart. So I basically start with Bitcoin, USDT, the dollar, and the stocks each day to look what the direction of our day is looking. So I had this analysis yesterday for the dollar. I always start on a high time frame, so you have to look on a monthly level, look for a monthly support, then you go on a weekly level, look for a weekly support. So we are currently back at our weekly support over here, which we already tapped, but it's now back at this level a second time, which means that it could see another bounce. What I do know is we have a daily over here. So if you go on a daily chart, you can see that there is an important daily support at this level. So I do know in the back of my mind, if the dollar tends to go lower, that we will have a support at this daily. And of course, in here, this weekly will act as another support too. And to the upside, we have a couple of untapped price regions. You have to know that every untapped price region has to be tapped again. So if you have consolidation, it breaks down, then price should go back into it to continue going lower. If it doesn't do that, you can add these levels as UTP levels or untapped price regions. So I need to delete some of this from previous analysis. And this one. So what you can see here is an untapped region and another untapped region. Price can bounce at this weekly and can bounce at this daily. If it bounces right here, then this is a good situation for our Bitcoin short. Because if the dollar gains strength, then the stocks and Bitcoin will most likely fall. If the dollar falls, then you will see that USDT and Bitcoin and the stocks will actually gain strength. So the two most important charts for me are the dollar and USDT dominance. So I am still looking at the dollar here as a potential bounce area. I would definitely like a move back towards untapped price region with this daily in the back of my mind. Then the ES, so that's basically the S&P 500 futures, which is also a very important chart. So I'll just start on a daily chart like I do with all my coins or charts at the beginning of my day. And you look where the daily open is. You place your daily open here. This is still an analysis from before. We have the daily open. I also want to add my weekly open, because that is a level that should act as a support too. Weekly open. There we go. Daily open, and we have the weekly open. What else could you add to a chart like this? Let's say that everything is, let's say you have to start from scratch over here. So you start on a daily chart, and you have the daily open and the weekly open. What else can you add on a chart? Well, I've already shared this video in my YouTube, my latest video, how to make an analysis from scratch. Basically start on a monthly level, look for some important monthly resistance and support. So in here we have a monthly level, and in here we have an untapped monthly level, and over here we have an untapped monthly level. So then you go on a lower time frame, you go on a weekly level, weekly time frame. You have this weekly level over here. So that will act as a resistance. I have another weekly level over here. Then I would like to take my FIBs as well. So you have basically this whole move which you can use to target some FIB. This is the 66 and a 618 FIB. And then you can also use the FIBs on a local swing high, swing low to give you another target. You may want to add the 786 FIB as well. But what you can basically see right here is that we are coming towards the 66 FIB. We already tapped it last week, so now it's trying again. Will we break higher? If it does break higher, then our target for this move is obviously that weekly level. So that is our next target if it can break higher. At this weekly open, if the weeks finishes like this, we have a new weekly level 2. Then we go on a daily chart. Can we see something in here from important levels? We have this daily level over here. And we have a daily level over here. So it closed and it opened and we never tapped it again. So that is a daily level as well. So this will act as a support. And then I would like to take the FIBs from this region towards the top over here. Already, yes, because this might be the top, and then I do know that the price can come back towards golden pocket. I will change this if it comes towards that weekly level and that weekly acts as a support, a resistance, sorry. So right now I'm just going to place it like this. And the last thing that you have to do is to look for untapped price regions. So you have consolidation here, price blast beyond this consolidation, and what happens? We create an untapped price region. Okay, for example, here we have consolidation, it breaks down, price comes back into this consolidation and it breaks down even lower. What happens over here? We have consolidation, breaks down, price comes back into this consolidation, breaks lower. So you can trade these as scalps as well, or just short-term trades. So if we come back on down here, or from that weekly or this daily, let's just say that we do hit that weekly, then your first target is this region, because that's an untapped region as well. So it might just bounce over here, and then your second target would be over here, which you can make some long trades too. And then of course you can also add Elliott wave to your chart. My count was basically this being 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. And then we have an A, B, and then right now we are currently making that C wave to the upside, which is still developing. So there is not any signs of weakness yet. we have this channel over here. So we might get towards that daily and that weekly level too. If you then look on a market structure level, we have basically currently higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and another higher low. But we are making some kind of range here, so we are slowing a little down. What would you like to see is a break in market structure. Basically, price that stays in this range and then we break previous higher low, take it as resistance, and then you want to see it going down. For now, there is not really any sign of weakness, but I would like to zoom in on even a 3-minute chart, because we are at 66 FIB, which is a really important FIB level, which is actually here. And now, if this is going to be the top, then you could say I place my FIBs over here. This should act as resistance if this is going to be the top. And we can see an untapped price region over here. So we have this consolidation, breaks down, but we never tap it again. So that's basically your only resistance that you have. So if this is going to be the top, it might just tap that level and then head towards daily open, and then finally we could see a break in market structure. But right now we can still go a little higher towards that weekly, although that is another 1.3%. Okay, so that is for the US stocks. So you have to know where price might travel towards on each chart. The dollar, stocks, and as well USDT dominance. But for trading crypto, this is like, for me, this is the most important chart that could help your trading. So you are basically at this untapped price region. We had one over here, and we have one over here. You can see this region. It was tapped once, but you could have like lower time frame untapped regions in here as well. So that's why we are bouncing. If we do lose that level, then I am targeting around 7.45. But now I'm still looking for a move to the upside, which will bring crypto down. Yeah, so the Bitcoin analysis. Let me see if I can do it from scratch here. That would be easier for everyone to see. I'm just going to do a Bitcoin analysis from scratch. Just make sure to share this live stream, and then I will start doing this. Okay. Okay, let's start. Hello, Himanshu. How is everyone doing? I'm going to start analysis for Bitcoin from scratch. And I'm going to do it with the Bitstamp chart, actually. Let me see. BTC USD Bitstamp. It has most data. So I'm going to look on the log scale so that everything is visible. I'm going to start on a 6-monthly time frame. Basically the highest time frame that you can get, I think. And the first things that I want to add to my chart is 2 important levels, which is this level over here. I'm going to explain in a minute why. And then actually that level over here. So these are my main untapped price regions. So I call this an MUTP because we are looking at the wicks from this untapped price region. So untapped price region is consolidation, breaks higher, but it never tends to tap it again. So it never works out for price to come back into it and tap it for it going higher, sorry. So then my next levels are my monthly levels, 6 monthly. I would just call them 3 monthly here and just change it to 6. So we have one resistance over here. We have one 6 monthly as support over here. We have one 6 monthly as support over here. And we have another one down there. So this is basically your main levels where price could travel towards. Then I go on a 3 monthly time frame. I just look for some confluence. What else can I see? I can see this untapped price region, which is also an MUTP. Okay, so we are currently between both of these main untapped price regions. Anything else that I can add on this chart here? Not really. I do already want to add the 5-wave structure that I can see. 3. And this was actually an ABC down, so it's a sharp down. And then we have a 4, which is sideways. And then this was our 5th wave, which I called the top in here. So basically, everyone was saying that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is wrong. We have a sharp 2nd wave. We have a sideways 4th wave. W, X, Y, and a W, X, Y, Z. A W, X, Y triple zigzag or double zigzag in here. And then a W, X, Y sideways correction. If that is correct, and this is our 5-wave move, then we can take the Fips again. I'm going to place these on a log scale. Fib levels based on log. So a first real target for the FIP levels would be around 6K. Next I go on a monthly time frame. I look for monthly levels. Then after I have my whole analysis, I will be able to make trades on a lower time frame. These are my most important resistance monthly level, support, and yeah, support in here as well. And then I go on a weekly time frame. We have a weekly level over here. This will act as a weekly resistance. And this will act as a weekly resistance over here. So it's an untapped weekly level. All right. What else would I like to add on this chart? It is basically swing low to swing high FIPS. But I will only use 5, 618, 66, and 786. And then you can see what levels are actually adding up or giving you some confluence. And we can already see this golden pocket region at a monthly level. So 10K is for me a main target. Another reason why is we have this main untapped price region over here from this whole consolidation, but we have a smaller one over here. This zone is also an untapped price region. And if you even go lower, you can see this consolidation and blast it through. So basically, my main target for Bitcoin, definitely look for some longs, will be here in this monthly level. We have a consolidation here, 66. So between, I would say, 8K and 10K. That would be like my main targets to the downside. Of course, we can always look lower. So I do have all my levels on my chart. This is my most important one. You can use FIPS in a linear scale as well. But you can see we are already below all the FIP levels. Although you can place this 0.786 on your chart. Because that might act as a resistance again, because currently we are below this level. And I want it to act as a resistance. If it can claim that level, then we are looking at untapped price region over here. So this was my first main untapped price region from this wick. But we have now tapped that level in here. But it might act as a resistance in here again. This is now an untapped price region to the upside. So we have consolidation, we break it down, and we still have to tap it again. It might not happen now, it might go all the way towards 10K, that monthly, and then tap it again, but it has to be tapped eventually. So I'm basically going to add my UTP levels in here as well as resistance. There you go. So this is my resistance untapped price region. We have consolidation, it breaks down, but it never taps it again. And this is now my second MUTP. let me just clean this chart for a bit. Yeah, so that we have everything. We have our main levels, support to the downside, and we have our main levels, resistance to the upside. You can always use Elliott wave to count this particular move, but everyone has a different count. I was actually looking still at an ABC here, W, X, Y, X, then Z, which means that this could be currently in the last structure of my Elliott wave analysis. So you have this. You have this channel to the downside. Some have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. That is a probability as well. But I cannot really count 5 waves in here. It's rather A, B, C. So W, X, A, B, C, W, X, Y. And then this was my X, and now we are in a Z wave. So my question is this the bottom of that Z wave? Well, I don't really think so, because we still have this region to be tapped again, but you never know, anything can happen. We are definitely looking at the lower structure in here from our corrective move to the downside. Okay, so that's on the weekly charts. Now I go on a daily chart, and then it will become interesting for daily trades. So currently we can see on a daily chart that we have a daily level here at the top, which is also around that weekly level. We have a daily level over here. There we go. And then we actually have a new support here. This is going to be our new support to the downside, which might act as support, and it might just bounce even higher then. So now I'm on a daily chart. I have all my levels, but I can see that this was a former range. What you can do if you see a range is that you take the fixed volume profile of this total range, but you can even use and take what's happening right now, because this is now your volume profile over here. So this is your new range, and this is your previous range. What you can see over here is your value area high, of this range, your value area low, and your point of control from previous range. Okay, so this will definitely act as a resistance here, because it's also an untapped price region. This is consolidation. It broke down and it never came back toward it. It did on this day though. We saw a huge spike back into this level, and you can clearly see where it rejected and came back on down. It's that value area low and untapped price region. Then in here we have a new volume profile, a new mountain, I would say. So this is currently the range that we are working with, but I will take that on a lower time frame. So now I just go on a lower time frame, even the 4-hourly at first, and just look for your important levels. That's the 0.786 from a huge pip range that I have taken. You can see how it acts as resistance as well, so it most likely will act as a resistance again. So we take the fixed range volume profile here, and this is the range that we are working with. I need to be sure that the levels are okay. Yeah. We have value area high. we have point of control, and I'm going to explain why I've been shorting this today and yesterday. Point of control, and we have value area low. So these are my most important levels in this total range. Of course, we have range low with a new daily level. We have range high with previous value area low and the rejection of this main untapped price region on a higher time frame. And then we have the 0.786 FIB on a higher time frame as well, with the value area high of this range. So then I just zoom in to make my daily trades, and I go even on a 1 hourly time frame, currently in a short, basically because we are rejecting that point of control of the range. But not only because of this, we also had an untapped price region over here. So that was basically my target for the long, this level, because we are going down. And then here we made a long towards that level because it was untapped. So then you could basically look for some short here. We could see that we are currently at the 0.786 FIB based off your swing high towards your swing low. So that was acting as a resistance as well. And I think there was a daily level as well. Yeah. So you can see over here, this was a previous daily level. And we also have a naked point of control. So I will explain what a naked point of control is here. A naked point of control, I would like to take a 2 hourly chart. And then you take the session volume profile. This shows you the volume traded each day, the volume profile of each day. You can see today, for example, you have value area high, value area low, you have point of control. Previous day, point of control, value area high, value area low. So very important is once you add this on the chart, you can see a point of control that is extended. You can actually click on it and extend point of control right. This point of control was from a previous day that was never been tapped again. So you have this day, we have this day, and if you open up the SFP during Tuesday, you would see that this red line would extend all the way towards 16K, which means that this is going to be a naked point of control in POC. Such NPOCs actually act as a magnet. So you can also look a bit higher and you can see, for example, here, this is an NPOC. Where is it here? NPOC. Yeah, this is a naked point of control, and then we can see one over here as well. So these will act as magnets and will act as targets for your long or short. You even have one over here. And you have one over here. So now you can see that we have an NPOC at a weekly level, an NPOC at a daily level, an NPOC at a main untapped price region, and an NPOC actually at value area low from previous range. These are all going to be targets for either long or potential short levels. So what did I see yesterday is, or actually here, we were trading over here and I saw this daily level. I saw that there was an untapped price region. I also saw that there was an NPOC at that level too. And we had made in SFP from the lows. That's actually, it takes previous lows and then it comes back in. Then you call it a swing failure pattern. What would you like to see next? If you would take that long over here, you would want it to bounce at one of the fips to make a higher low and then break market structure. So that's where we actually longed. My target was over here at NPOC and that daily. So that's where we took that long, which of course turned into a short yesterday and today, which I'm still looking for a bit lower. It's no certainty that it will happen, but we have an untapped price region over here and one over here. Like I say, sometimes price gets a bit higher and then comes back in. So that's also possible. So it's not because that you have one over here that it will directly be tapped again. That is not how it works. Although if you have some confluence with USDT, then you could look for those targets. So currently I can see a rejection from that daily level. I can see a rejection from that range point of control. I can see a rejection from that NPOC, and I can see a rejection from our daily open. So our daily open, I always add this one to daily open. You want to add the daily open. You want to add your weekly open over here. That is your weekly open. I will have to use this line over here. So that's your weekly open. There you go. So now we have a beautiful chart, and we started from scratch, from the 3 monthly all the way towards the daily level. And now you can easily see how to trade it. So even if you are on a 1 hour chart, you want to look at untapped price regions. So here, this is untapped. And over here, we have an untapped price region and a daily level. So if price comes back into it, you might take a long scalp in here. You might take a long scalp in here. Currently, I'm short. If it comes towards that level, I will take some profit and I will enter a hedge long for a potential move higher and take my profit, stop loss and profit. If it doesn't work out this long, I will most likely take quick profits for that long as well, because I already take some profits from my short too. Then I will get stopped out in profit too, but my current short will drop towards that daily over here. Then you can also add your weekly VWAP, your session VWAP and weekly VWAP. And now I'm just going to move on a lower time frame as well. 30-minute time frame. What can we see over here? I'm basically going to say why I'm short still. So I opened my short over here based off USDT. I had a short over here, shorted all the way down. I shorted this move and then I took most of my profit. I tried to short over here again, but then I got stopped out. So I'm back in a short. I took some profit already, and the reason why I took some profit already is because we had a new naked point of control. This one from yesterday was actually an NPOC for today. So we all know that it can act as a support and you can see what's happening right now. It is actually bouncing from that level. So we have an MPOC from today. I will delete that one because that is tapped now. This one is still a very important one for today. We rejected daily open, so that's a reason why I already shorted 2. What could happen is we can see an untapped price region over here. So price consolidates, comes back on down. Okay, so I will place an UTP level over here. That would be my main UTP level. And that would be my second UTP level in here. I have an arrow here, an arrow here, and an arrow here, which I would like price to turn back on down. So if we bounce from this MPOC, then I would like it to turn back around at least over here, or it could go towards that UTP and then even drop lower with the FIBs as well. So we have the FIBs on my chart too. There is no certainty that this will happen, but that is my projection that I have right now, because I do think that this might be the top. Only if USDT actually bounces here too. So I do want to see this move filling this untapped price region. If it does blast below this low, I would say, then I would be careful, because Bitcoin could break out towards my next targets, which are this daily over here. Sorry, which is value area high, 786 MUTP. So all the levels that I've placed on my chart are then available to grab. I do want to see if there is any weekly levels. Yeah, we have a weekly over here, so far away, and we have a daily level here at this MUTP. So I'm just going to call this a daily level. That's my next resistance. We have this untapped price region, so there is definitely a probability that we do blast a higher here. So we should be careful, and your stop loss should be over the highs over here if you do think that it will go a bit lower. It will depend on USDT if that will happen or not. We do have a weekly VWAP at my target too. So you have to, if you're trading, you have to look at the charts live. You cannot say, oh, it will go towards that level. In my opinion, you cannot make such a projection if you're not looking live. You have to see what's happening. If it's going to claim this daily level, then you can look for higher. But right now, everything that stays below this high is basically bearish. We have that weekly VWAP. This has resistance. We have a lot of resistance now. So I might just even add a little to my short if it gets towards that level. I've took some profit, but we've now taken out the NPOC. Is there anything else that I can add to Bitcoin that I've missed? Yeah, basically this range over here, this is your volume profile. So you have to look, this is your value area low. And that's actually another target of mine. And the reason why, value area low, range value area low. The reason why, because you have an untapped price region here as well. You can see a sudden volume node high volume node with value area low. That is basically my next target for taking profit on that short. That would be very nice. And we are now bouncing from a point of control, and then we have that value area high around daily open. So I have that in my back of my mind that we are currently in this range over here. So then we have value area low. If it blasts towards value area low, then most likely we have some kind of untapped price region over here, so we'll tap it again. But if we break this value area low, then there is a gap in volume. So it will just blast instantly towards weekly open and value area low. And then this will become an untapped price region. And it might just act as a range over here. And then it can even fall lower. And then it might take this untapped price region and this untapped price region again. Like this, so another short, like this, another short over here. That's basically how I'm looking at this. Yeah, it's really live. So if you think that it's not live, I've been struggling with the delay actually for this live stream. There was some delay. It's my first live stream on YouTube. Not even sure if the quality is fine for the screen. I will do more live streams in the future. This one is just testing out, and you guys are able to follow my thought process behind how I actually trade and how I start from scratch. You have to start from scratch. Once you have a chart, you basically start on a 3 monthly, then a monthly, then a weekly, then a daily. And now I'm actually on a 10-minute chart using the levels that I've placed on the chart from a 3 monthly perspective. So it's a very structured process that I use. In the past, I was only looking at Elliott wave, and what I know now is that Elliott wave was and is indeed quite subjective. It did work very well for me using the fibs and probabilities, but it's quite hard not to be trapped sometimes in some moves. But if I would use Elliott wave in here, because I'm still using it, it's very powerful way of analyzing too, but it has to be the right look. It has to be correct. So, and there are so many probabilities if you're using Elliott wave. For example, this could be ABC, W, X, Y, X, Z. And why would I say that this is possible? Because I can see A, B, C in here. But that's what I mean. Some people will think that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's also possible. So, I mean, it's a bit tricky. Because, yeah, it's possible that this is 1, 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. But it's a bit strange then, because your fourth wave comes back into a wave 1 area. So I wouldn't really call this as a probability. I would rather say that we are looking at a W, X, Y, X, Z. So W, X, Y, X, and some kind of Z wave in here. That would be like my first and main count. So you have this channeling going on. Something like that, but you can even say that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because this is sharp, this is sideways, this is the fifth one, and then we have an A, B, C, and now we are even going higher. So we do have to be careful with Elliott wave, because there are many probabilities, and you have to look for the right look. Let's just say that we are still in a corrective form here, that we will move higher, because that is possible though. This is definitely not something that I will rule out. Then you just need one chart, and it's this one. I want it to bounce. Right here. So if this is indeed our change in market structure, because we can see that we had lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and then we have a break in market structure. So if we can continue this break in market structure, it should bounce here and then find its way higher. So that's another reason why I'm short. But yeah, many things are always possible. You don't have a crystal ball. Eventually you have to make decisions from your analysis, and invalidations happen too, and that is just how it works. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it gets a bit tricky. That would be 5, unless this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean. It's very difficult to actually find the correct structure. Yeah, but that is definitely 3 then, because we are hitting that 1.382. A third wave should go at least beyond a 1-to-1. So the pips do help sometimes. And then we hit that 0.786 fib. But then it gets tricky because I'm not sure how to count this. ABC. This is 1, 2, and then 3, 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe this is more like an ABC. ABC down, WXY maybe. Yeah, so from Elliott wave, I wouldn't be entirely sure of this, because I can see 1, 2, or A, B. And this is C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Too many probabilities, so I just leave that on the chart. Delete this. I will just basically stay to what I see right now. Which is very simple for me. Let me see where my short entry was. I took half of my profit already. 16,577, basically here. And then what will I do if it goes higher? I will look for price to reject this region over here. And I will look if USDT bounces at my region. If that happens, I will add to my short. If USDT blasts lower, taking out this low, I would definitely be careful for any shorts, because then we might see like a huge move to the upside. So I'm also prepared for that I might take a long, because this is my last untapped price region. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong chart here. You have this last untapped price region, and if you then look on a higher time frame, where or which region is untapped. So you can even look on a 1 hourly time frame. Basically everything is tapped. Everything is tapped, so you have to look higher then. So if it breaks out, then we are looking for 19K. We have NPOC. We have NPOC here. So yeah, let's first take this value area high. I think that we might just look for range high, deviation, MPOC, and come back and down. If we take this and claim it, then we can even look for a point of control, and then we are hitting this major MUTP. Yeah, so there's, I think in my opinion, you have potential short over here. If it blasts through, I would say look for that breakout. Do know that we have value area high here. So I mean, each level is important. Each level can act as a resistance or a potential top. This level, for example, value area high, has been a very important level. We bounced from it, wicked, resistance. So yeah, that's an important level where a lot of interest will be to even short. But if we do claim those levels, if people are getting into shorts here and the bulls are very strong, then it will just blast all the way back on to the top here, because that is my next target. And this daily too. So each level is important on the chart. You have to watch it live to actually see it reject or to make a potential SFP. I can see, for example, that we have a swing high over here. So you can already place this level SFP. So if it comes towards that level, you can look for it to take the highs, come back in, and then you can look for that short. That's an SFP pattern, very powerful pattern. Same thing can happen over here. You have this value area low, and then you have that SFP that might happen. So if it comes back on up, we hit NPOC, and then you can look for that SFP and you can short this region over here. So these are all trades that I have in my mind if it happens to go towards those levels. Right now we just stay on the day and we look for day trades, which can turn into swing trades. I've already explained this. If we do reject that level, I will probably add to my short. If it comes to this level, I will hedge a long scalp, but I will still stay short. Same thing, I will hedge a long scalp and I still stay short. I even look on the 30-second time frame sometimes, because in here you can find an untapped price region. Let's see if it actually will reject. I have to go back on the Bybit chart for more volume, because that is Bitstamp chart. So I'm back on my normal chart where I do my analysis. And on the 30-second chart, you can see basically we have this region over here. It blasted down, but it never came back into it. So this will act as resistance. We also have point of control. So let's see if it can reject and come back on down over here. That would be very nice. And then I look at USDT again, look if the same is happening over there. I need USDT to gain, but you can clearly see here we have this untapped price region too. And then another one over here. So I am definitely looking for both levels that could be tapped and seen as support. Yes, I'm on a 30-second time frame, but that doesn't really matter. That's just basically for me scalping and making sure that I can have the perfect entry. Let's see what happens, of course. Let's see if this can reject. I'm still short. I do not add anything because I've been taking half of my profit over here. I will add if it goes towards these levels, because then I have a higher entry level. And then of course, best thing you can do is place your stop loss over the highs. In the past, I sometimes took my stop loss too tight, basically over this FIP over here, but it can even go a little over that FIP and then still find its way down. So take it over the highs, because if it is going to be a top, it most likely will not go over this high. So yeah, that's where my stop loss is now. So currently, thanks Bart, and thanks Mr. Blimp. I was going to tell something. I think I forgot it here. Yeah, let's just look how it works with this untap price region. USDT is already bouncing. I was going to show an example from yesterday, which we shorted, and it was this untap price region over here. We blasted down. I wasn't a short from from this level over here. So then I saw this consolidation. It blasted down. We came back into it, and then we shorted this untap price region to fall even a little lower. Happy to hear that. I hope everything is clear, because my English is not the best. My native language is actually Dutch. And to trade Bitcoin, you only need one confirmation chart, and that is USDT dominance. Yes, Dutch Nederlands. Another one from Belgium. So this is your confirmation chart. I don't think that they will win the World Cup, but who knows? Maybe Binance. I did a trade yesterday, which I was stopped out, and it was basically a good lesson. And we can already see why I got stopped out of this. Kind of stupid decision, because I was shorting this level over here. So I shorted. I wasn't some profit. But then we saw another move to the upside, and it was because this daily was untapped. It should have at least hit that daily. If you have like a daily close by, then until this daily hits, you cannot short it. Right now, this will fall eventually, and you can make some nice trades on this chart. I'm not sure about the elite wave count, but you can clearly see a couple of untapped price regions in here. And this one is your first one. This is your second one. And then you have below a third one. So you can make some scalp longs from this. And now it's time to look for a short, in my opinion. Of course, it will depend again if USDT will fall or if it will bounce. If it will bounce, then we will see these three levels again, and then you can look for some beautiful longs up here. Yeah, so this is the range that you are working with, and if you take the fixed range, then I would say, in my opinion, there is like some a gap in volume over here. You have this value area high, but you have to look at the mountain that's placed on your chart. This is the bottom of the mountain. on the right side and the left side over here. So this would be my value area high, value area low, and then point of control at this region. So my main target on the downside would be that point of control again. And then you can look for this these untapped price regions for a nice entry. TP level. Yes, this live stream will most likely be available on YouTube. I use USDT dominance, so that's actually, you can type USDT .d, and then it's from CryptoCap. So now, yeah, this is my only trade for today. For now. As it's also Thanksgiving, because the markets are slower. Still quite bullish in my opinion, so we have to be careful. The reason why is because we are still in a downtrend for USDT. So we have lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So what would you like to see? Is your first higher low, bounce, and then a break of this structure. Then it taps this MUTP, comes back in, another higher low, and then we can look for higher. I had on the high time frame for USDT a nice elite wave counter. I had this one with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sharp sideways, ABC flat. Then I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here, which actually hit that the 1.618 fib. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. This was WXYZ in my opinion, so that was a finished fourth wave. And now it is a little tricky because I thought that this was going to be 1, 2, this was 3. This is going to be 4 and then 5. But it can also be A, B, C and then go even lower. Or this one can actually extend lower, but then it's not really. Yeah, it could actually see this as an A, B, C, but I think most people are actually looking for an A, B, C. But I think this could be A, B, and then a truncated C wave. I'm not sure about this count. I do know where my targets are lower, and I do know where my targets are higher. So currently we are definitely in between important levels, and this is actually the most difficult trade here. I think that this will become a very easy long trade, and that this will become definitely an easy short trade. So you have to see USDT dominance as the opposite of Bitcoin, because if the dominance of USD rises, gains strength, then it means that people are selling Bitcoin or coins into USDT, and the other way around. If Bitcoin rises or USDT falls in dominance, then USDT will be transferred to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. That's why even if you trade altcoins, that this is going to be your main chart. Let's see, how long have I been live streaming? Can't really tell, but I think it's a couple hours already. I'm going to leave this live stream open for a bit because I do want to see what happens with my trade. It's like I explained that this is an untapped price region that we could seek higher. And I explained why we could fall here as well because of this untapped price region. Okay, so our next level, if it breaks down, is over here. And that is my last level for a bounce for USDT. What would you like to see if you break a market structure? So you have this series of lower highs, and then you would like to see some kind of range at the lows so that the market is slowing down. And then you have a break in market structure. So this was like your previous, this one was your previous lower high. And then you have that break in market structure. It tries to break. What do you want? Next is this golden pocket region to act as a support or some of these UTP levels because you want to see a higher low. Okay, so that's what I want. I want to see a higher low. And then after this break of market structure, you have this higher low. You need to make a higher high and then back a higher low. And then you can break that market structure. So it can still take a little while for you do have such a structure. But you will see that a lot, that you have some kind of resistance built, and the biggest breakouts come from these horizontal taps of resistance. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it breaks out, and that's what I'm looking for on USDT right now. Let me see if I can find something else to trade, because I've been explaining Bitcoin for a while here. Litecoin is very, Chainlink is very strong. Have like a monthly level over here. Then we have a weekly over here. And so then we basically have, let me zoom this out. And we basically have this range that we are working with. Value area high, point of control, so this will be an interesting. And then value area low. Then you even zoom in on a daily chart. You have a daily level over here with a point of control. So that's basically very interesting. And that if price goes towards that level, then I would like to short around this region. If it busts higher, we have value area high, monthly, weekly, NPOC, and daily. So now you can take the local pips, which is currently around golden pocket. And the pips from a bit higher, which is golden pocket at a weekly level. What I do also want to see is a potential SFP here. So let's see if we can short this. This is potentially, we are still at an untapped price region. You can see this is an untapped price region. And we also have a range, and this could be our institutional candle. So taking out the stops with an increase in volume. So maybe, just maybe, we are looking at an SFP here, and then I will take like a quick short on that one if we can reject it again. Let's see. So if I would short this, not yet, but if I would short this, then place like a stop loss very tight, so over this wick here. Okay. It's a bit too soon to say because we can definitely blast towards this level too, but I do like how it's placed over here. It's like you have the range, and you have like your institutional candle. So then I would like to take your stop loss over here. Now I'm just going to wait a bit to see some more rejections. It's a bit too soon to enter just yet. What can you see over here? 0.786. Would like to see the 15-second chart over here. I'm going to take this one very quickly, but also with that tight stop loss, because you never know if it will be a Alright, so I'm in this short here. Yeah, basically because we could have an SFP pattern. Too soon yet, but I do have to take it. You just have to take a leap and have a leap of faith, and then you place your stop loss at the top of this. We are still at an untapped price region 2. Yeah, I'm basically already in a profit. Where do you take your profit? I can see everything is tapped in here, so that's not really helpful. Where do you have like a weekly VWAP? I will take my profit very quickly because I do want to see untap price region. Yeah, that's over here one. So then I have to look on the 30-second chart. So this is like a quick scalp. Looking at this region to take most of my profit out. And then we have this region over here as well. And of course that region. I do have a really tight stop loss. It's not even, let's see if my entry was around that level. It's not even 0.45%. Looking for that 1% move if it works out. And then we have an untap price region over here. An untap price region over here. Yeah, I would say that this is my target. You can clearly see this as an untap price region. If you have USDT on your side, then it will work even better. But this one seems like it has some trouble. It is bouncing from that untapped region. And it's too strong here. I would rather see it instantly fall. But it's definitely in my set of rules for an SFP. What I say in my Discord, I have a lesson section there. You need two 30-minute candle closes below the SFP high, and then you have like a valid SFP. So you have to take this one. I mean I have to take this one. So that's why I am taking this, and I'm currently in profit. Basically always USDT that will lead the way though. VWAP, what is our weekly VWAP? All the way down here. And yeah, you can see this UTP as a very important one. I'm not certain that this is the top, but I am certain that we can see an SFP. I will take most of my profit very soon actually, and then definitely over here. If this is going to be the top, then we had a certain range with an institutional candle over here. And then we should look at this untap price region and this untap price region for more profit. So we'll just take most here, stop loss and profit, as we can always move higher, and that will be my trade. Not so certain about USDT though. I think it wants to get a little lower before. USDT has to be on the same page if you trade. I don't know. We also know that this is a 66 FIB. I might just want to take some profit out there. We'll see it a little lower. Right, I'm going to take 25% over here. Definitely seen SFPs just blasting higher too, so, and as the market is still strong today, that could happen. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can even place your stop loss over here because I don't really want it to, if you have the 30-minute time frame, you don't really want it to close over this SFP high. So my rule is for this SFP that we need 2 candle closes below SFP high, which we are receiving. And then you just place your stop loss over the wicks from that next high. That's really strong. It's basically USDT. Yeah, you can see how USDT controls the market here. So I do want to see a bounce in here and then being careful of Link taking that high. If USDT just blasts down, then we will have some major breakouts actually, also for Bitcoin. We still have this untapped price region as resistance. All right, I think it's going to take stop here. Yeah, it's going to take it. Basically, if you're not on the same page with USDT, you've seen that it blasted down and then Link shot up much higher. So now it's not really an SFP anymore. It has to stay below this SFP high. So I'm actually targeting daily and NPOC. This stop will definitely be hit. Yeah, there we go. Stop hit. Now it could just blast even higher. Towards daily. So you could say I will take that long then, but that's not really my trade. I don't really trade breakouts. Then I just look for the daily and point of control over here because there's nothing left from untapped price regions. Yeah, still this one though. But yeah, that was a potential trade. Very small one, as you had a very tight stop loss. Just to show a potential SFP pattern, which happens quite a lot. For example, here we have this wick over this high, and then it turns all the way on down. So you have to take it once you see some here as well. You take the lows and you go higher. I think there's one in here as well. You have this high over here, takes the highs, goes all the way down. Basically works very good on Bitcoin. Now we could go towards that daily, and then I would look for like a short scalp. So I could have longed this as well, but like I said, that's not really my type of trade. Although it was an invalidation of an SFP, so then you could take it as a long towards these levels. XRP is just ranging. Currently at value area high. Point of control over here. And then your value area low. So I think, I'm not sure about the market here. Like I said, if we take out these lows, then we will see much lower. Then Bitcoin will break out most likely. And now it's really getting down what is happening. Yes, so you can see that Bitcoin is bouncing. So now it's important. We are at an untapped price region. So now I just have to decide if I will add to my short or if I will just wait. And it's basically all about USDT here. And what I'm seeing is not really the reaction that I would like. This is like your last level of support. And then it could just break out. If it doesn't reject that level, it will break higher. So I added a little to my short from this morning. But I do know that a major breakout could happen too. I have like a tight stop loss. If it breaks down, then it will fall. Well, then we will see like a heavy move all the way here and even lower. Be prepared, because if that happens, most coins will jump extremely high. Like I said, this is our last level of resistance before actually breaking out way higher. This is still my main probability that we do go lower though. Although I did see a lot of these structures break to the upside. You have like your trend line over here. Yeah, I will probably long this then. We still have a lot of levels on the upside that needs to be tapped. Actually looking here on the I think it might just break out. Okay, last resistance. I think it does look kind of weak, VZT. But it's also at our last support. If we break that level, then we are going way lower. And it just seems like very weak. I'm obviously still short, because we could still make that lower high into the fips, so there's no reason not to take this short. And we are still at some major levels, so this is definitely a trade that I will take. But it's USDT that's a bit difficult to chart here. You do see this as an untapped price region. The question is it going to be A, B, and C lower, making that forward wave all the way down? Or are we still going to bounce here? So I explained what I would like to see, and it is this break of market structure, taking out the highs, and then a higher low from the FIPS, which is now currently working out. So just stay in this position until it breaks the lows here. Let me see what Link is actually doing now. I had this like SFP, but yeah, so the dollar is beautifully bouncing from that weekly. I'll just take a little break here because we'll have to wait what actually happens. So this is now my trade that I took this morning, and I'm still in this trade, and that's like the only one, yeah, except for this little link scalp. But this is my major trade that we are trading in Discord as well. What we are looking at. So yeah, we basically have an SFP from Monday high, take out Monday high, back into golden pocket, into UTP, could reject daily open, then I'm still looking at lower. That's would be like the best possible outcome, so I can take some longs in here. And another reason, because I don't like breakout trades, and I've already closed my long from here. I close it over here. So maybe I should have opened it a little longer. I should have let it open for a little while. So I can be in this breakout trade, because the thing is, I don't like it too long here. I don't like too long breakouts. I had a great entry over here at the bottom, and that is where you are or will be safe. Like, you will stay in, or you could stay in like in a huge run up if you enter over here. But if you do like a breakout trade, you can be trapped a lot. I mean, and here, for example, you're trapped. And here today, you're trapped as well at first. There's so many times here, for example, you have this high, you think, oh, it's going higher. You get trapped all the way down here. So I don't ever, I wouldn't ever long this. Even though I could miss it, it was my fault that I would miss it, because I entered along here and then I close it here. But yeah, so now I'm out of my long. I took a short. I would rather like enter again over here or here. And then we have this daily, even lower. Now UZT is bouncing very well. Anything is still possible. You can see even on a 1 minute time frame, you have this untapped price region. This one is actually tapped, so this is actually your last untapped price region. Let's see if we can blast below it. We have one over here, but we could easily come down. ES at 66 VIP. Dollar bouncing. UZT making that higher low. Everything is looking fine. Here you have your break of market structure. Key lower high, broke SFP from the highs, looking for a higher low, and now I'm looking for that push up, and that would mean like a higher high would mean that you do have a break in market structure. Otherwise you will just make another lower high, lower high, lower high. So now if we can take out this high, we are running towards that level. So that's mainly what I'm looking for. But in the market, anything can happen, and each trade is different. And the reason why you could have like a triangle pattern, but you could have like a triangle pattern at a daily level, and if that daily level, for example, wasn't here, then it might break out even higher. For example, if that was a triangle. So each trade is differently. You have different levels. You have different naked point of controls from previous days. So that's why you just need all your important levels on your chart just to know where price could come back into. So now I'm shorting because we had an untap price region over here. We are at a daily level in POC. We made an SFP from Monday high. Of course, you're never going to be 100% certain. You are working with probabilities, and I'm just thinking that we need to take both of these levels, grab some liquidity, and then we can move higher. I also think that many people would see a move like that and that it can trap shorters and just blast higher. That's also in my mind. But then we have USDT. And dollar bouncing from that weekly again. Yeah, good. This was basically very stupid. That's why I don't really like to trade altcoins anymore. I like to trade Bitcoin, but you can see it actually hit my target now from this SFP here. So I entered over here. My target was over here. What did price do? Scam wick, stop loss hunt. So that's what you never know. You could still enter as an SFP though to seek lower, but now I got stops on this candle and now it's going my way. Yeah, you either work with a stop loss or not, and that's a bit tricky, I would say. Definitely if you trade altcoins. I just like to work with tight stop losses. I am in great profit right now for Bitcoin. Also with tight stop loss over the highs. You can always just have scam wicks. But it is basically a valid SFP. And that's why timing, I think, is very important. And that's why I probably should have waited for this link short. Once USDT, I was looking for that level. Once USDT actually came into that level. So I think your most important chart is USDT dominance. Because I saw a potential setup, but I was too quickly to act based upon the setup and not based upon USDT, because I was still looking for a bit lower. Okay, you had a small one over here, but this one was like your last one. That most likely will go to the last untap price region. That was my mistake over there. Right, I'm just going to take a little break. I will leave the live stream open. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I will see what how far this short stands and if it will see some follow through. Basically what you should look for is USDT blasting over 834 and then you're good to go in the short. If it takes lows, basically looking for this level, but yeah. I'm short, Discord is short, stop loss is tight, and we just wait for some targets to hit. See you within 5 minutes, guys. back. We kind of had the same pattern over here. That we made a lower high and then a lower low. So it's a very difficult trade, I would say. Trading here is basically in between this untapped price region and this untapped price region. And could go both ways. If it busts down, we'll see a major breakout for Bitcoin. If it comes on up, it will hit this untapped price region. And why I'm still short Bitcoin, because I do see this as an untapped region as well. Over here, these lows. And we have a little break of market structure, but I do need this higher low to hold. So I have a stop loss slightly over Monday high. I would like a broader range in here to form. On the other side, I might take a long once I see some strength in here, because then we could like see a very huge breakout taken from these highs. Because what I can see is that most liquidity is back over here. This would trap a lot of shorters as well, so that would trigger a long. I do see a lot of cryptocurrencies like making higher lows, and this one is trying to break, XRP is trying to break this value area high. This means that it could blast higher too, so I'm really careful with the short, because it could go both ways here. If this higher low doesn't hold, then I will most likely cut the short and head into a long position. We have higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So we need that lower low first. But the market is looking like it just wants to break higher. I'm uncertain. We can all agree that this is a very difficult range, a very difficult period. As there is only two moves that can happen. Hit this level or hit this level. To hit this level, we need to hold this higher low. And if we use Elliott wave, very difficult to use Elliott wave. It's also not the best day to trade too. It's Thanksgiving, so it's more like trading during the weekends. Can you hear me well? Normally everything should be fine. The connection should be great. I'm just not talking a lot right now because I've been explaining Bitcoin earlier. Now I'm just really waiting for the market to give me some guidance, but I won't really say that it's giving me a lot of information whether to short or to long. It will depend on USDT here. That's basically the only chart that I'm looking at. It is still very much in a downtrend. I think I'm just going to close my short break even here because I can't really tell. So it's better to just wait out. and to wait for USDT to make like a clear, give a clear sign. I'm just going to close it in break even. That's just basically, I'm just deciding what I will do here. But the way USDT is looking is very bearish still. Let's see if it can hold golden pocket. Doesn't seem like the market wants to fall here. I'd rather say that it will break out if it doesn't hold. Now it's like your most difficult period of time because we're at a level with a lot of resistance. You do have an SFP from the highs. You still have golden pocket region. But USDT is looking like it wants to take the lows. And then we could actually break out for Bitcoin. So then I will enter a long because everything else is literally tapped in here. You know when it's a tricky trade, when you're just in between a major range. This was an easy trade. We took the lows, SFP, we longed this, we had a higher low. So the same thing as over here. Of course, we have this pips taken from the highs over here. So this can act as a lower high and then could go lower, just like we did over here. But it's mainly USDT that is giving me some concerns. I've been looking at USDT since this level because that was a main untapped price region. So I was looking for this one to hit towards that level for a while. But like the dollar previously, was very difficult to find that bottom, and it actually bottomed out at a weekly level. But I guess I had somewhat the same feeling about the dollar back here now for USDT, which means that, and it fell all the way down towards that weekly, because I think that we should be careful with USDT falling as well. Just going to clean it a little. This is where most liquidity finds itself. We have this NPOC back in here, some untapped regions. It's a really difficult trade. if this doesn't hold, then I will most likely cut it and look for longs. I think XRP could hit that weekly then. This could actually break out as well. I don't think that we are going to be going lower here. Yeah, USD is breaking down here. Higher lows, we could majorly see a breakout. Like I said, this is the last level of resistance. This is your last untapped price region. It bounced from this local golden pocket region to control over the daily open. Last resistance. If it can blast through, then we are heading higher. The most difficult part here is just sticking to your trades. So I'm short from that level, but now I'm a bit unsure because we did have this SFP, but we are holding strong. Now I have the feeling that I need to cut this one, that I already need to close it. Although I do know that we still have the FIPS that could act as resistance and untapped price region here. But it's basically USDT that makes me consider a close, as I think that this one just will blast lower. We are below all the FIPS. Right now we are below this untapped price region that I had, which was all the way back. Yeah, everything is tapped in here. So it was mainly this one that was untapped. Now I have like a feeling that it will fall lower and that Bitcoin will break out. Not even Bitcoin, XRP as well. Higher lows, you have your resistance. And you have this major untapped price region over here. problem is here that I'm in between, that I'm not really sure if I would cut this trade or not, because it's a good short entry, that's definitely sure. If it does eventually come down, takes those levels, then it will be definitely a very good short entry. But we do have like the probability for USD to fall lower and break out. So then you just have to stick to your plan, and you just have to wait actually before it will eventually either stop loss hit or either the target will hit. So I think we'll have to wait. I'm not sure if it will happen today or tomorrow. We'll have to see what USD gives. I'm still looking for that a higher low here, but if that breaks down, then I would be worried and I would probably cut my position. Alright, so I'm going to end this stream. I will most likely upload it on YouTube or some part of it, and then I will see you guys later. I will probably do another stream next week or so. So follow my Twitter if you want to know if this trade worked out or not, and have a great evening.